Hello guys, how are you? Welcome to another video. Once again, I am at the one of the beautiful places in Sault Ste. Marie, which is port of Sault Ste. Marie. It is very close to Roberto Banda Tent Pavilion, if you see this, and it is very close to the river. Behind me is city's office, and also RNIP official sits here and make the decisions. Talking about RNIP, in this video we are going to see how to fill the employer's form. And this employer's form definitely has to be filled by employer, not from the applicant or the employee. So let's go through that. For that, we have to go to my laptop. This form should be filled by an employer and not by employee or the applicant. So first of all, we have to download the form. So where to download? So I am at Sault Ste. Marie RNIP website, and there's a link called RNIP Offer of Employment Form. You can click here and click here to download. There you go, and form is downloaded. Same form can be downloaded from IRCC website, and I have made a video on that. You can check out the video if you want to download from IRCC website. The links will be in description. So let's continue on this form. Here is the form titled Offer of Employment to a Foreign National. And if you want to know how to fill the form in detail, there is a guide. If you click on that, you will see this page, which have a lot of information in details. You can go through that in detail. If you want to deep down into one of the option where you need more information, or else this video is sufficient enough to fill. So let's continue. This form has to be filled by 3 people: HR of the company, the manager of the applicant, and the applicant. So let's begin. Initial details are mostly filled by HR, which is business operating name, legal name, their contact details, and mailing address, another business address if different than mailing address. Next is NAICS code, which is North American Industry Classification Sector. If you don't know this code, you can click on this link. It will redirect to the page where you can find out what code is there for your organization as per the nature of the business of the organization. For example, you can see agriculture, forestry, like construction. Let's take an example that the company is into construction. So you can click on 23. You don't have to write 23. 23 is not the code. If you click on that, there are subcategories that you have to select, and these are the subcategories under 23. So you can select one of them, and still this is not the final code. If you select like construction of building, you have to click on that, and there are some more subcategories. You have to select one. I am selecting the first one just for an example, and the another one. And this is the code you have to fill. So you have to click all the subcategories until there are no subcategories. So this is the one, so which is under construction, this, and this, and this is the last one. So this will be potential NAICS code. Here you have to put company's website, and here date of establishment, size of business, number of employee you have to select accordingly, and gross income. So section 2 supposed to be filled by a manager. So manager's family name, given name, manager's job title, contact details, email address. Section 3 is also filled by a manager. So job title, the knock code, the category. This is the category of job. For example, O level job, A level, B level, C level, and D level. So that level you have to fill in the 19th point. Here you have to check number of options with respect to the job. For example, job is full-time. If yes, check it. Job has no end date, then check it. Likewise, non-seasonal job needed in the community, represents the labor market need, located in the community, employer carries on the business in the community. If job location is different than the business address which is mentioned on the first page, then you have to fill this address. And here you have to fill expected start date of the employment, when the applicant is going to start the job. And if he has already joined the organization, you have to mention the start date. In 23 point, all the main roles and responsibility has to be mentioned in brief. And again, manager is the correct person to mention all these details. Also, he has to select what is the minimum criteria or minimum education requirement for that particular job. You don't have to put the applicant's highest degree, but you have to select the minimum education required for that particular position. For example, job might need a minimum qualification of bachelor degrees, but the applicant already have master degree. So you have to select the bachelor's degree which is required for the job. How was the candidate selected for this position? Here you have to write what process you have followed to hire that person. For example, he has applied and you have taken the interview, or maybe some might have referred to you and you have taken the interview, something like that. Was an interview conducted? You can select as per what you have processed or what you have done, and you have to provide some details here. And below that, you have to provide more information about the job offer letter. And here you can also add the same information what you have filled above. For example, how he has hired, what are the roles and responsibilities with respect to the job, what minimum qualification is required for that particular job, and so on. And on 25th point, you can also mention what key factors is required for that particular job or what skills or experience required for the job. For example, you can mention some generic term if you don't have any particular skill required. For example, you can mention good communication skills, quick learner, problem solving, managing things independently, something like that. In 26th point, you have to mention if any documentation or certification or licensing is required for that particular job. If yes, you can click on yes and mention what type of certificate or license is required. If no, you don't have to put anything. For example, if any job requires AGCO certification or license, you can click on yes and put AGCO. In 27th point, all the wages information has to be mentioned. For example, amount per hour, per year, total number of work hour per day, per week, and so on. Overtime details, if applicable. In 28th point, you have to mention how the wages will be paid. For example, bi-weekly or monthly. Mostly it will be bi-weekly. In 29th point, you have to mention what benefits applicant will be getting from the organization. You can check whatever is applicable and continue. Fourth section is the applicant details. So manager can contact the applicant to fill this detail or ask him to fill these details. So details are surname, given name, gender, date of birth, UCI. All applicant know what is UCI. Country of birth, country of residence, citizenship, passport number, marital status, accompanying family members, and their date of birth. So I have two family members, and I have put my wife's name and my daughter's name and their date of birth besides their name. Applicant's current mailing address, their email ID, and the contact number. Fifth section is the declaration. So this is to be filled by the manager. So he has to read and check all the boxes and put his or her name, signature, and date. Sixth section is the applicant section. Applicant has to read all the information carefully and check all the boxes and his or her name, signature, and date. So once the form is completed, manager and the applicant has to sign this form. And here is the challenge. Signature option is not enabled for this form, but still you have to sign it digitally. I'll show you this. So there is a sign option here, and I have one signature added here, but this is disabled. That means you cannot use this signature here. So what you have to do? So first option and simplest option is you can print this form. Both manager and applicant can sign this form, and you can scan it and make it a PDF, and you can upload it on the website. The next and the suitable option is make this PDF as a simple PDF. Then signature will enable and you can put your signature there. I will show you how you can do that. For that, I'll put some details in the form. Me and So this step you have to do only after you have completely filled the form, because once you convert into a regular PDF, all this option you cannot edit. Okay, so I'll show you how. So I have put few details. So I'm going to print this file. For that, I have to go to this option and print. And we are not going to actually print in a physical paper, but we have to print as a PDF. So you have to select Microsoft Print to PDF option in printer and just click on print. It will ask you to save this form. I'm going to save this on my desktop. So this is the PDF form. And if you see here, I cannot edit this form. If you go down and see the details which I have filled here, so this is the same form. And now if I go to sign option, the signature panel is enabled, but there are no signature. If you don't know how to add the signature, you can follow this process. If you don't have your signature added to Acrobat Reader, you can add it by clicking on Add Signature. I will type my name. And this will be one of my signature. If you like it, you can just say apply and signature is added, and you can put wherever you want to put, for example here, and yes, and you can increase the size or decrease the size. And so this looks good, so I will put it here. So this is my signature. Another way to add your signature is to type your actual signature or draw your signature. If you have a mobile phone with stylus or a touch screen laptop, you can take the stylus or you can draw from your mouse whatever you want to draw. And if you click on apply, your signature will be there. And another option is to upload an image. For that, you can take a white paper and sign it and take a click from your mobile phone and you can upload it that as a signature. I have downloaded some sample signature from the net just to show you as an example. So I click on apply. And this is how you can add the signatures in the document, and make sure to upload this document with the signature, not the earlier one. And that's everything in this form. And don't forget to save this form. That's everything in this video. I hope you like this information, and I will be back with more information on RNIP. So stay tuned to my channel, and if you are not subscribed, subscribe to my channel and share with your friends. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Take care.